Focus and the RAS. Here is what we're going to cover in this training. Why focus shapes your reality. The Reticular Activating System, your brain's filter. How to train your mind to spot opportunities. The power of selective attention in manifesting. Practical exercise to rewire your focus for abundance. Warning, this is the most important video in the entire course. Watch the entire video, don't skip, don't fast forward. Pro tip, watch the video in 2 times speed. Why focus shapes your reality? What is focus? Focus is the ability to direct your mental energy toward a specific thought, goal, or task while filtering out distractions. It determines what your brain prioritizes and notices in your environment. Like a camera lens, focus brings clarity to certain details while blurring out everything else. In the world of manifestation, your dominant focus attracts your reality. I will not read this again. I will not go into details with this one because in a moment I'll share more that will help you understand what I just mentioned. Energy flows where attention goes. Your thoughts act as a magnet, attracting more of the same. Whether it's opportunities or obstacles, your mind will find evidence to support your dominant focus. And I will explain the scientific facts and what's behind what I just mentioned in a moment. Your brain is always filtering. Your subconscious mind processes millions of bits of data per second, but your conscious mind only sees what it believes is relevant. This is why people with different beliefs experience the same situation differently. Now, we went through this in an earlier training about the conscious mind, 0.5 to 5%, and the subconscious mind, 95% of your being. And also the difference how many bytes of data the conscious mind, which is not much, and the subconscious mind can handle or are handling. And again, it's so important to understand for you, for me, for us, that as I understand it, the way our mechanism works is that if we didn't have this filter, there's so much data out there that we will just burn out, like smash, crash, whatever you call it. Our brain will, because it couldn't handle all of that data. So it's actually pretty smart. And again, when you focus on something and really focus on it, and we have to remember that we got stuff in our subconscious, we got the beliefs, we got the core beliefs, but when we really focus on something, that will be what we see. And we will help the RAS that I will share in a moment, that part of your being, of your brain, to help it to see what is it that I actually want to focus on. Rewire your focus, rewire your life. By consciously shifting focus from limitations to possibilities, you reprogram your subconscious mind. The more you reinforce empowering thoughts, the more your brain aligns with opportunities, solutions, and success. And I shared many times during these trainings different kind of people who have certainly different kind of beliefs inside of them and therefore different kind of results in their lives. One lady that I shared many times, and again, I know that it's kind of the same things that we're circling around, but it's so important that we see it from different angles, because the more angles we see it from, the more it can help us, you, to really use the power that you have to create your reality, to create your dream life. Now, this lady that I shared before, she came to me at an event after I spoke about success and possibilities and positivity, and she said, "But Michael, all good, but you don't know me. All the stress in my life, all the negativity, all the things that I experienced." And then she shared a lot of stuff about her husband and her boss and kids and a lot of stuff. And again, she asked me, how come this is happening to me? Because the things that's here. She focused on those things. It's not like that's what I want to focus on, that's what I want in my life, but it's how the being is, so that's what she focused on. That's why I said two people can walk down the street. So if this lady walks down the street, beside her is another lady who has some very successful, loving, supporting beliefs that will help the other lady to step into her dream life. Those two people, the negative and the positive, they walk down the streets, they will see different things. They will share different things. You probably met people like this. So the most important thing for us when we want to manifest the good stuff in our life is to be aware. That's the key word again. What's the key word? The key word is aware. And again, here, the focus shapes your reality. So being aware, what is it that I'm focusing on? Am I focusing on lack? Am I focusing on fear? Am I focusing on being cheated on? Am I focusing on stress with my partner? Am I focusing on business going down or growing? You see, it's the opposite, but just being aware of what we're focusing on and then shifting it. That's how we shape our reality and rewire. So I got, first of all, you become what you think about all day long. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Let's say it again. You become what you think about all day long. And remember, 95 or more % of our being is in the subconscious, is hidden. So we have to be really aware what's going on to shift into the dream life that we want. You become what you think about all day long. Where focus goes, energy flows. Tony Robbins. Where focus goes, energy flows. Now this image, I created this with ChatGPT for this presentation. So your manifestation flashlight. And I'll actually take a note of this because I'll make sure that there's a link below this video if you are in the Manifestation Masterclass. Let me just take a note. Because I did a video around the manifestation flashlight. It was actually an image that I carried with me, how this manifestation and focus thing is working. And I uploaded this video maybe a week or two ago. I will put it below the video here, the training here, so you can find it if you are in the Manifestation Masterclass. It's free. If you watch this on YouTube and you want the link, you can Google it or search on it on YouTube. And if you want the link, you can also just join our community. Again, it's free, where all of these trainings and the downloadable things and links are. Anyway, this image shows how we create our reality, because on this image you see a flashlight, and I kind of like it's in a dream here, right? Your dream life. So there's money, love, I think that's happiness and health and things like that. All of this is what we have turned the flashlight on right now. But again, if you look at the image outside the dream, we got some darkness. And if you kind of like watch the whole sheet here, or the window, the page you're looking at now, there's a lot of darkness, right? And in there, in all of that darkness, there's all the rest of reality. So you could actually pick stress, you could put that in, you could put being cheated on, manipulated, lack of money, not having enough, all the time, obstacles, bad health, not good enough for losing weight, and not good enough for putting on muscles, whatever. All of these things could also be here, but now we turned on the manifestation flashlight. Turn on your manifestation flashlight. Focus on the things that you want in your dream life. Which brings me to the next thing, because it's actually, this is really powerful stuff when we begin to play with this. The reticular activating system, your brain's filter. The brain's gatekeeper, the RAS, the reticular activating system, the RAS, is a network of neurons in the brainstem that decides what information reaches your conscious awareness. It filters millions of bits of data every second. Remember the flashlight. So the RAS is like our manifestation flashlights, because the RAS, and we all have it, the RAS decides what of all the information that's out here, what information will reach your conscious awareness. So important. And it's scientific. It's like, this is the real stuff. Attention shapes reality. Your RAS highlights what's important based on your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. If you focus on problems, you'll notice more problems. If you focus on opportunities, you'll see more opportunities. Again, remember, 95% or more of our being is hidden in the subconscious. So we have to become very aware, and I'll teach you later on an amazing exercise to find out what it is that your beliefs are. I shared one exercise in the Manifestation Masterclass, the foundation, also in this free community. And I will share another one that's so powerful. The thing is, right now, again, think about the manifestation flashlight. So we have some kind of belief. From those beliefs, we have thoughts, we have emotions, we create actions, but also what we experience in reality. Like I said before, for me, it helped a lot to see this like, reality is my movie screen. The projector is what's going on inside of me, which will be put up on the movie screen. Now, the fact is that the RAS is actually seeing what's on the movie screen. So, again, this lady was focusing on problems and negativity, and that's what she experienced in her reality all of the time. So when I've worked with clients before, and especially when I work with high-level entrepreneurs who have been running businesses for so long, but the fact is that, maybe you know this too, that it kind of like we keep experiencing the same thing. That's why it's very helpful to have someone to help see, okay, there's a limiting belief. And I've experienced so many times that just with some few mind shifts from limiting to supporting beliefs, reality can shift so fast. And I'm sharing right now in this training why this is. Programmed by your beliefs, the RAS reinforces what you already believe. If you think, believe, and again, watch the manifestation foundation training because it's so powerful. If you have beliefs installed from your childhood that money is hard, that I always struggle with money, your brain filters out wealth building opportunities. But if you believe money flows easily, I'm very successful around money, you start spotting abundance everywhere. And an invitation to go through manifestation foundation training. And it's in the masterclass, the free version. Again, if you're on YouTube, there's a link below to this masterclass. Now, so again here, the thing is that if we have in our subconsciously, when we were young, if very young, if we have, which most people have, installed some limiting beliefs around money, health, love, things like this. That's what the RAS will focus on. Even as I also mentioned before with clients that I worked with that did very bad things to themselves, and they knew they were bad, but they had beliefs inside where their whole reality kept recreating those bad experiences. So when we got to the root of this and dissolved it and changed their beliefs, then they could experience a new reality. And you probably know, just maybe even pause this video in a moment and just think about it. You probably know people who always seem to be lucky. Now you know why. You probably know people who always seems to have a lot of money. Now you know why. You probably know people who always seem to be in good shape. Maybe even though they don't eat or train well. And then you know other people who eat and train very focused but are not in a good shape. Now you know why. Your personal manifestation tool. By intentionally choosing what to focus on, you can reprogram the RAS to align with your goals, attracting experiences that match your vision. So that's why we started in the Manifestation Foundation with your dream life. What is it that you really, that magnetic dream life of yours? And when you're clear on that, you know where to turn on your manifestation flashlight, what to look for. And I'll share an exercise, a powerful and yet very simple exercise later in this training with you. And it's kind of like it's a rewiring, it's a reprogramming, it's a shift in your attention, your focus shifting from what I don't want, which is what most people keep focusing on, and shifting into what you do want, and then keep focusing on that. And it's pretty simple, but for most people this is not easy. It's not easy. So that's why, but it's inside. It's why it takes a little bit of keep doing it. All right. Your focus determines your reality. Qui Gon Jinn, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. A fictional yet profound reminder that where we direct our attention influences our life experience. Change the way you look at things and the things you look at will change. Wayne Dyer emphasizes the power of perspective in transforming your reality. Turn on your manifestation flashlight. Again, the link will be below this video in the manifestation masterclass, and it's free. Now, I said this is scientific, so I found this image and I'm going to share something. If you're like me and you like to understand a little bit more than just quotes and things like that, I'll share a couple of links with you and how to get them in a moment. This is the RAS system, Reticular Activating System. This is how it looks. I'm not going to go through this, but I'm going to share in a moment how you can read through all of this by yourself. Scientific document. So below this video, and I'm not going to close this one down now because then I have to open it again. But no, I'm doing this. In this video, I'm actually doing it. So just have patience if we are logging out and I can't come back here. But let's see what happens. So here, I've actually created a document for you. So you can see here, unlock your brain's hidden power, the RAS and manifestation. And then an explanation, what we just went through. Now, what I did here is that, what is the reticular activating system, the RAS? It's a bundle of nerves in your brainstem that acts as a filter, determining which information from your environment reaches your conscious mind. It prioritizes what aligns with your dominant thoughts and beliefs. And then there's actually a link here. Let's hope it was working. So this is, if you want to go deeper with this, there's some scientific around the RAS, so you can really read that this is not just, this is actually what science knows today. Same thing here, how the RAS shapes your reality. Your RAS constantly scans your environment for evidence that focus your beliefs. If you focus on opportunities, you'll see them. If you focus on obstacles, they'll dominate your perception. And there's a link here also to, like you see, and you can read and read and read and read a lot about this. And how to program your RAS for success. Oh, was there one more? There was one more here. The RAS and selective attention. Your brain processes millions of bits of information every second. The RAS ensures that only what's relevant to you gets through. This is why you suddenly see the car you want everywhere after deciding to buy it. And also here, see, this is from Wikipedia. There's a link, so you can read much more about it. And there's also, like you see, images and how all of this is worked. There's a lot of stuff if you really want to go deep with this. So the links are in the document. How to program your RAS for success. You can train your RAS to focus on abundance, opportunities, and success by setting clear intentions. And again, I'm going to go more into this in another module, but some of this is about visualizing your goals, using affirmations, and your brain will start filtering reality accordingly. And then a bonus tip, maybe I mentioned this before, but this is something that is really, really powerful to understand, that the RAS doesn't distinguish between real and image experiences. The more you visualize and affirm your success, the more your brain will seek ways to make it real. Again, I do have to remind that a lot of what's going on is in the subconscious, and the beliefs and core beliefs that was installed in early age was also there. But if you watch those trainings, and I really invite you to watch it again and again and again, and keep doing the work with the mind shift from limiting beliefs into supporting beliefs, supporting of your dream life, and also the training about beliefs and emotions attached to those beliefs, trauma experiences, and how to release it. Because this is changing a person's life, no less. So, how to train your mind to spot opportunities. Shift from problems to possibilities. Your brain is wired to focus on what you repeatedly think about. By consciously choosing to see opportunities instead of obstacles, you direct your RAS to filter reality in a way that supports your goals. And when it's said, it's quite like, this is so simple. But again, I'm not saying it's easy. So when we help our mind, just imagine that you have a kid with you, and imagine that kid is your mind. And then the kid talks about something negative or something they're afraid of, and you help that kid to see, but you can see also there is some good stuff. Okay, an example is coming now. Imagine you have your kid and you go to a playground, and your kid is maybe crying because there are a lot of people on one thing that the kid wanted to go on, and the kid cannot go on that plaything. Now you help the kid, and maybe by questioning, maybe by shifting their awareness, their focus, and see, but what about this one over there? You see? That seems to be funny. You know what? You get the drill in your stomach and you can slide down, and maybe the kid changes and see that over there and begin to understand what you're speaking about. Say, okay, let's try it. And you go with the kid to this place where there's no other kids. The kid tries it and the kid have a laugh. See? We went from one thing in reality, both of those things are there, but we went from one thing that was occupied, that was creating a negativity, and we shifted the focus and went to another plaything and had a lot of fun. that was a great experience. This is exactly what this manifestation to help you step into your dream life, always help the brain, the mind, to shift into what is it we actually want. Program your rest with clear intentions. What you repeatedly tell yourself becomes your reality. Affirmations like "I always find great opportunities" or "success flows easily to me" help. Let me say, it's not like say one time and everything shifts, but helps rewire your subconscious mind to attract the right circumstances. And once again, I know I'm mentioning this again and again and again. That's why I really invited you to start with the Manifestation Foundation, because when you have thoughts that are not in the focus of what you want, so maybe it's the lack manifestation flashlight that's turned on, so you see in your experience the things that you actually up here don't want. Now you become aware of it, and by using the techniques that I'm sharing in the Manifestation Foundation, you can shift those beliefs. Not maybe if we're working together, or if I'm having a room filled with people in and we can do exercise and we can shift more, but sometimes it takes a little practice. But by shifting and say, okay, this is not what I want, and I know I've shared this before, I'm focusing on something I don't want right now. Become aware and say, okay, what I want is the opposite. Again, I'm sharing the exercise in the Manifestation Foundation. Now you're aware what it is you want. So you have your manifestation flashlight turned on your dream reality. Right? You focus on that. And then, there's the exercise in the foundation, then begin looking for the proof that it's actually there. And the scale will be more and more on the things that you want. Use emotions and repetition to rewire the brain. The RAS responds best to emotionally charged thoughts and experiences. By visualizing your goals daily with strong emotions, you reinforce neural pathways that align your focus with your desired outcomes. This is why remember I told you in another training that years before I created my business and grew it to 60 people in less than 4 years, years before that, I actually created a $1.5 million debt. I started with buying apartments, renting them out, and growing that like an empire with 20 apartments. Inside of me, I had fear. That fear resulted in thoughts like, someday this will break. I don't have the full control of this. And deeper than that, money is not good. Money is evil. I went through all of this. Now, but the fact is that it was deep-rooted fear. Emotion, fear, emotion. And that was more powerful than when I tried with my 5% or less than 5% up here to say, I'll figure out how to work all of this out. Same thing with the narcissistic relationship. I had deep fears that I was not worthy of love. I was not worthy of a really loving and intimate partnership. So it ended up that I found out that it was all a narcissistic relationship full of manipulations and lies, and actually she had a partner 5.5 years like this. I had strong fear emotions inside of me that was more powerful than the 5% trying to manipulate reality, but it's only the up to 5%. Makes sense? So when, as I mentioned, my first seminar, the 3-day seminar, I got clear on my dream life, I got clear on my vision, And I really felt it. It was so powerful. I still believe today, because it was so powerful, I manifested the right coach for me within days. We started it within days of that. I manifested the beginning of the cleaning company. I manifested the vision around the cleaning company. And I just grew that company insanely fast. Then I manifested because of that. I manifested because I felt it. I was so positive around this that I now felt that I could help other entrepreneurs doing the same thing. So I managed my 50K a month coaching business all by myself. But I was really energized around this. I had so great emotions because I felt that I was going out there and helping people with this. And I felt that I was going out creating my vision and helping cleaning clients, customers. So, and the thing is, it's so important to, as I said again and again and again, one of the first things is become aware what's going on the inside, because that will tell you everything you need to know why your reality is like it is. So the more you get, and the thing is, also, I'm just going to share one, I'm sidetracking it a little, but it's so important. The thing is, also, that if you have a belief deep down that you're not good enough, you're not worthy of a great business, or you're not worthy of a great career, or you're not worthy of the goal of becoming a world famous actor or dancer or artist or business owner, whatever, if you deep down have a belief that you're not worthy of this, that belief will always be your reality until you shift it. So, and I said this earlier trainings, but visualization, those strong emotions, and creating new pathways is great. Again, we also have to understand that if we got something programmed in our early days on this planet, physical beings, and in the database of yours and mine, we got something programmed that is not a supporting belief to what you want in your dream life. Then, by using this up till the 5% to visualize and say affirmations, yes, it can help with the pathways, but we still got that deep-rooted belief. So it's so important just to keep on doing the things. And the more that we release the negative, the trapped emotions, the trapped traumas, the more we release of this, it's going to be easier and easier and easier to shift into positive emotions. Beliefs program your RAS. Your subconscious mind and beliefs dictate what your RAS filters in or out. If you deeply believe I'm not good enough or money is hard to make, your RAS will find evidence to support these beliefs, keeping you stuck in that hamster wheel, keeping you stuck in the Groundhog Day experience from the movie. But when you shift to beliefs like opportunities are everywhere or success is inevitable, your RAS will start highlighting opportunities, connections, and insights that align with this new reality. What's the mindset belief shift training in a manifestation foundation? Again, this is the manifestation flashlight. You have something, whoa, we have some fun here. You have something that you don't want in your life, well, just become aware that it's because you have a belief. You have turned on your manifestation flashlight to the things you don't want. Good thing is, wow, I don't want this. I catch myself. I want this instead. Normally the opposite, right? Turn on the manifestation flashlight on the things that you want and catch them all the time. So you'll help your mind and yourself. This is what I want. The power of selective attention in manifestation. Your brain is like a radio tuner. Very important what I mention here, because this is something that I experienced myself. This is not woo-woo stuff. This is brain science facts. We will get into the woo-woo stuff in another training. But just like a radio dial locks onto a specific frequency, your brain locks onto what matches your focus and dominant beliefs. If you're tuned into scarcity, you'll notice lack. If you're tuned into abundance, you'll see opportunities everywhere. So why I say this is not woo-woo thing? Because I know, and I will dive into it. I look forward also for myself to learn more about it. There's a lot of things going on, the law of attraction, and you probably heard this with the antenna and the radio station before. So if you go into whatever it is and you want that radio station, well, that radio station you will receive. So people say, okay, the same thing with the energy thing here. If you do that, you will manifest it in the universe. The universe knows it and sent it to you, right? That's one part. We're going to dive into that in another training. Now, why I say this is not the woo-woo part, because this is the brain science part. It's facts. It's what science knows today. This is how our brain works. So this is not about the universe out there sending stuff. It's about the RAS mechanism. So when you dial into the things that you want in your dream life, and you keep dialing and you keep your focus on those things, your mechanism, not the things out there, your mechanism will filter all the other things out and will begin to focus and make sure that you experience those things. So again, we go into the woo-woo things later on, but this is very important because this is the brain stuff. You only see what you're tuned into. Ever decided to buy a certain car and then suddenly you see it everywhere. It was always there, but your brain is now filtering for it. The same happens with opportunities, solutions, and success. The moment you shift your focus, your reality shifts too. I'm just really banging it in again and again and again here. And I said in the other training, so I'm just going to say this again. There's two kind of people here, and I've had thousands of people through my seminars and speakings and coachings. Two kind of people. One person, I know all of that. Sits like this. Guess what happens? Nothing happens. And the other person is open and is like, okay, I've heard this before, but with a curious mindset of, let me see, what can I learn this time? And guess who is shifting their reality? And not even fastest, but just shifting their reality. This one or the open person, right? And if you are this one, I used to be that person, and I kept myself in the same hamster wheel of frustration, desperation, lack, stress, sickness, failure, and I really didn't like it. I really didn't like it, but I kept being like this until I opened up to maybe there's another way. Maybe I can learn more. Maybe I can find some good things in the things that I already learned. All right, so again, if you didn't do it yet, make a decision. Am I going to be this or am I going to be this? And with everything, as with everything else, maybe sometimes it takes some practice. So if you decide to be like this, but you find out, okay, I'm going back to my old, behavior. Well, that behavior you had for many years probably. I did. So expecting that from now on I'll be like this the rest of my life might be that you should have some patience and love and support yourself and say, if you go back to this, just say, okay, I catch myself. I'd rather go this way. Be open, looking for some great solutions and learnings. And when you do it, catch yourself and say, good job, man or woman. And your mind is always filtering. Your reticular activating system, the RAS, is constantly deciding what's important based on what you focus on the most. If you want to manifest success and abundance, train your brain to filter in positivity, growth, and opportunity, because what you focus on expands. And I'm soon going to share a practice with you. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetitions and emotion will one day become a reality. Earth Nightingale. What you focus on with thought and feeling is what you attract into your experience. Rhonda Byrne. So, summary. We went through why focus shapes your reality, the reticular activating system, your brain's filter, how to train your mind to spot opportunities, the power of selective attention in manifesting, and we didn't go through this, but we'll do that in a moment. A practical exercise to rewire your focus for abundance. We'll go through it, and you can, if you are in a manifestation masterclass, it's free. You can, if you watch the video here, the training here, you can just below the video click and download this exercise. If you watch on YouTube and you want the document, you can find a link below the video to our manifestation masterclass. Again, it's free, so you can download anything you want in there. And let's go to work. So let's find this document. This was the second one I got here. The manifestation focus exercise. Train your RAS for abundance. I'm just going to quickly go through it here, and you can download the document and the exercise. So I even think I'm going to have my glasses on here. It's going to help a little. Your RAS system is always working, filtering reality based on what you focus on. The key to manifesting more abundance is to train your mind to actively seek out proof that what you desire is already showing up in your life. This 4-step simple exercise will help you shift your awareness and start seeing more opportunities. Not because they magically appear, but because your brain finally lets them in. It's all we covered in this training. How to do the exercise. Step 1, choose a focus. Pick a simple focus statement that feels good and doesn't trigger strong negative emotions or doubts. I'm going to share in a moment why I say this. Good examples. I always meet kind and supportive people. I notice small moments of joy and abundance every day. Creative ideas flow easily to me. Unexpected gifts and surprises come my way. I see blue flowers. And then just a notice here, avoid picking a focus that feels too emotionally charged. If you have deep limiting beliefs around money, choosing I am a millionaire may trigger resistance and may reinforce the limiting belief. Instead, start small with something neutral that your subconscious mind won't resist. So blue flowers or a yellow car, something like that. So it depends, and it's from person to person. You can play with this. It's a very good exercise, and it's very helpful. And also be aware. So if a person has a very limiting beliefs and maybe even have some emotion charge around money, maybe to really begin to shift and begin to manifest, maybe it's better to pick a blue flower or to pick nice smiling people or one of the other things here, because it's going to be easier for you. And as you play with this and you begin to see the results, then you, again here, you will create new pathways up here. This is actually working. My RAS filter is working now. Then play with some more things, because you'll find the proof that this is working. And keep, from the Manifestation Foundation, keep shifting the limiting beliefs into supporting, keep releasing the emotions. And at the right time, and you'll know when that is, you can play with it. You can begin to say, okay, I'll find some money today, and maybe you find some money, right? But just be mindful, because if we, that was one of my mistakes for many years. I played with this. I wanted to manifest a lot of money and all of this, but I had so deep-rooted beliefs that were limiting around money. So I only saw the things that I didn't want to experience. And I then said to myself, this is not working. And I saw more of what I didn't want. Step 2. So step 1, choose a focus. Pick what it is. Step 2, activate your RAS. For the next 24 hours, actively look for proof that supports your chosen focus. Some would say you don't even need to do this. and maybe if you say blue flowers and you have no emotions or anything around blue flowers, if you choose it in a way that it's powerful inside of you, you really decided this, then maybe you don't have to look for it. Maybe it'll just show up. But to help, really help here, for the next 24 hours, actively look for proof that supports your chosen focus. So if you choose, I notice kindness everywhere, pay attention to smiles, friendly gestures, and small acts of generosity. If you choose abundance is all around me, notice the free things, unexpected gifts, or even nature's beauty. Your brain will start filtering reality accordingly. And I don't know if I mentioned this example before, but when I was growing the coffee shop business back in the early 2000s, I walked on the I don't know what this is called in English, but the main street for walking in the center of Copenhagen. And one morning, because I walked from one shop to another, one morning I was looking up, and in a moment I was very aware, and I thought, okay, strange, people look so negative, right? I remember I was thinking this. I think, okay, there's so much negativity on the street today. And suddenly, I walked by this facade or the windows from a shop, and I looked, and who was there in the window? There was this it looked actually mad, the face, and it was not mad, it was focused, and I knew that it was focused and not mad because the face was me. So I looked at this face, and I said, maybe all of these people walking around, maybe they see my face, and they're like, okay, they look the same. So I made a decision, and I told myself, okay, let's smile, Michael. So I decided to do that. I took action on it, and I began smiling. So I was like, okay, and it took some practice, but I was like, okay, let's smile, Michael, when I walk. So I smiled, and what I noticed was, can you guess it? The actually thing that I'm talking about here, because I noticed that people were smiling back at me, right? And as I noticed that, guess what? I began smiling even more. More people smiled at me, and those people were there before also. I just helped from my own reality. I made a decision, and I saw more smiles, right? Play with this. Step 3, very powerful, this one. Write it down and reinforce it. At the end of the day, write down every single thing you noticed that supported your focus. Even small things count. This isn't about big wins, but about retraining your mind to see opportunities. Your ass strengthens, so your manifestation power strengthens with repetition. The more proof you collect, the stronger your belief becomes. And in another training, I'll go deeper into this, and I didn't write it here, so take a note. But one thing very important is, and that's the emotional part. So when you catch some of those things, the proof, feel the excitement of it. And maybe even say to yourself, yeah, wow, yeah. Feel that. Let those emotions come through you as you write it down, just like this is my proof. This is actually working, right? Not the old one, not the old Michael. If you know that person, maybe just, okay, that's not how I'm going to do this. But really celebrate that you found the proof. Step 4, reflect on the shift. Take 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever, and reflect. How do you feel now compared to before? Do you notice a shift in awareness? And what happens if you continue to do this for a week, or a month, or a year? Reflect on this. This is on you. And bonus, I have tried this exercise. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I'm just telling you here. Manifestation teacher Neville Goddard, not only a manifestation teacher, he was much more spiritual teacher, but very focused on manifestation. Used the famous exercise to demonstrate the power of focus, the ladder experiment. Here's one. I think there's more versions of this, but one version is every night for a week, visualize yourself climbing a ladder in vivid details, like really feeling yourself walk up, hands, feet. I'm not going to do it now. Really go into visualizing this. And meanwhile, during the day, tell yourself repeatedly, and this I heard some of the clips from Neville Goddard, I will not climb a ladder. I will not see ladders. And within a week, you will find yourself unexpectedly around or even climbing a ladder. Your subconscious and RASP made it happen. The lesson for this, your subconscious doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. Whatever you focus on, it will guide you toward. So, and I do think I shared this, but this exercise, just very quickly, I did this actually maybe a half year ago or something. And I read the manifestation exercise, I read the Neville Goddard thing, and I was doing this ladder exercise, and I actually thought to myself, this is not working. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days within whatever it was, I was at the gym, and I did some bench press, and I sat up. Guess what happened? Just beside me, there was this brown ladder, nearly exactly the same, because it was a little different than what I had in my mind. It was just there. And I was noticing it. And then I came home after the exercise, the gym, I said to myself, wow, there was the ladder. And I took a note of that. So you can experiment with this yourself, but you got the whole exercise here. Next steps. Train your focus daily. Download the worksheet and use it daily to strengthen your ability to manifest abundance. You're welcome if you are in a manifestation masterclass. It's free in the community. Share your experience and celebrate your wins. Also because, like I mentioned, this community, people are on the same path. Love, support, abundance. We look for all of those things so we can support each other to experience more of the things that we want. This exercise is simple but powerful. It's not about forcing results. It's about gently guiding your brain to see new possibilities. And the more you practice, the more your reality shifts. What you focus on expands. Train your mind wisely. And that was it from this training. So let's go to work now, and I'll see you in another training.